Amazon, one of the world's largest companies. It tracks what you buy, it listens to your conversations, and now it's tracking your face. Hi, welcome to America Uncovered. I'm Chris Chappell. Facial recognition. It's a super cool technology that lets us unlock our phones, take adorable Snapchat photos, and create nightmare fuel. No, Thomas, go away! Even airlines are using facial recognition so that you can board your flight up to 9 minutes faster. Until the software crashes, and then it's 9 hours slower. And the US government uses facial recognition for things like stopping a guy from entering the US illegally on a fake passport. In fact, public safety is one of the main arguments in favor of facial recognition. I mean, who doesn't feel safe knowing that someone is watching them at all times? I feel like I'm being watched right now. And that's where Amazon comes in. You see, Amazon has its own special face recognition software called Amazon Rekognition, which I assume is spelled by the creators of Mortal Kombat, or possibly one of the Kardashians. And the worst part is, every time I say recognition in this video, you're going to know I'm saying it with a K. And that's just cruel. With a K. So Amazon Rekognition is a deep learning image matching service. It analyzes millions of photos and videos to identify people, objects, and text. Then it compares those images to a database to find a similar or exact match.
The Amazon Rekognition Video API is powered by deep learning-based models, providing video analysis for object and scene detection, face detection, activity detection, unsafe content detection, face recognition, person tracking, celebrity recognition, and supporting real-time face recognition and live streaming.
Wow, that was intense. Amazon Rekognition made its debut in 2016. Since then, it has become dramatically more advanced. Rekognition can now recognize faces in real time, and even moderate images for explicit content. But Rekognition is just the latest piece in Amazon's vast array of technology to monitor people at all times. You know about Alexa. Consumers have purchased more than 100 million devices like Amazon Echo that run Alexa software. And once that's installed, she listens to you all the time. Rekognition just takes that one big step further and watches you all the time. Another great thing about Rekognition is that it's really cheap, like a few dollars a month cheap. In fact, some of Amazon's best customers include the people's search website Spokeo, a popular Indian dating app called Woo, and C-SPAN, a public TV channel where our elected leaders discuss very important things, while people in the background pay exquisite attention. Oh, come on. Is our sacred democratic process really that boring? Hey, pay attention! Anyway, C-SPAN is so boring that the graphics operators would probably fall asleep all the time. So C-SPAN replaced them with Amazon Rekognition to identify who's speaking on camera. I hope it's good at telling congresspeople apart, because I'm not. But shining a light on our boring democratic process sounds like a harmless use for Rekognition, right? Well, it turns out Amazon is also in the business of selling Rekognition to a possibly less harmless buyer, the police. The ACLU found documents that revealed how police departments in Orlando, Florida and Washington County, Oregon were working with Amazon software. They called it supercharged surveillance. Using Rekognition image and video, law enforcement can identify a person of interest against a database of millions of faces in real time. Wait, does this mean that eccentric billionaire Jeff Bezos built the machine? According to an information analyst at the Washington County Sheriff's Office in Oregon, Rekognition has helped officers act quickly and decisively, and instead of spending days looking for a suspect, Rekognition allows officers to identify criminals within minutes. I believe Amazon is calling their new service same-day arrest. Washington County Police were even able to crack a cold case within 1 week of using the software. So it seems all well and good that police officers are working more efficiently to catch criminals using Amazon's facial recognition, right? Well, it's a double-edged sword, or double-edged software. When the public in Orlando and Oregon found out they were guinea pigs in this mass surveillance experiment, they weren't happy. According to this non-disclosure agreement, these law enforcement agencies had become Rekognition customers back in 2017. But it wasn't until mid-2018 that the public learned about Rekognition being used in their communities. Talk about a breach of trust. In Orlando, Florida, Police Chief John Mina assured citizens they were not being tracked through live video feeds. He said Rekognition was only being tested internally, inside the police department, with officers as volunteers. And then later he said, well, a few of the cameras are being tested in public, but don't worry because no members of the public are being tracked. And then the head of Amazon's Rekognition program said Orlando had cameras all over the city. Later, Amazon claimed he misspoke. Wait, so are the Orlando police using it to track members of the public or not?
Don't worry about it.
Your privacy is not an issue. As the Orlando police chief put it, these are all public spaces, so there are no privacy concerns. Yeah, I mean, if you don't want to be monitored by the government, you can just stay in your house with the shades closed all day, like Tommy Wiseau.
What's she talking about?
But to some people, privacy matters, especially when it comes to how big companies like Amazon use their data. There have already been cases where Amazon employees sold user data for personal profit. So there's a chance the videos of you could be leaked in the same way. But it's not like Amazon is going to start live streaming public surveillance cameras. I mean, it's not like we're in China, where public surveillance is already being used that way. In China, your Amazon Prime membership now comes with Prime Instant Surveillance Video. Anyway, privacy concerns aside, there's another potential problem: mistaken identity. In a strongly worded letter to Jeff Bezos, the ACLU, backed by about 40 organizations, expressed great concern over Amazon providing a potentially abusive surveillance system to the government. The ACLU says people should be able to walk down the street without being watched by the government. And it's also concerned that misuse of Rekognition could harm people of color, political activists, and even immigrants in minority communities. Even Amazon employees know that this is tricky business. 450 employees wrote a letter addressed to Bezos hoping that he would hear their concerns. But Amazon is really dedicated to helping out law enforcement. For example, in October, Amazon executives pitched Rekognition to ICE, and not Vanilla, or Cube, or T. I'm talking about immigration and customs enforcement, because Amazon Rekognition could supercharge the agency's enforcement power. The problem is, when identifying so-called criminals, Rekognition might not be so accurate, and that could lead law enforcement to track or even arrest innocent people. Just for fun, the ACLU tested Rekognition to see how well it could identify members of Congress. It falsely matched 28 congressmen with criminal mugshots. But it's not like I could ever be misidentified as a criminal, right? What? Hugo Weaving is Australian. It's an entire country of criminals. Anyway, on top of that, researchers at MIT found that Rekognition wasn't even good at distinguishing gender, especially among non-white people. In their study, Rekognition mistakenly identified darker-skinned women as men at a rate of 31%. Wait, they misidentified women as men 31% of the time? Wow. I'm glad I'm not using that Indian dating app. Amazon has not hesitated to dispute these claims. The company says that internal tests of Rekognition observe no difference in gender classification accuracy across all ethnicities. So, Amazon is saying it's equally bad at recognizing gender across all ethnicities? Just last week, 24 AI researchers called on Amazon to stop selling Rekognition software to law enforcement. Their point is that there are no laws or standards that ensure Rekognition is used in a way that doesn't infringe on people's civil liberties. It's true, there are no federal laws that prevent tech companies from gathering and sharing all of that data. And this is especially concerning because facial recognition keeps getting more and more sophisticated. But that may change soon. Last month, 2 U.S. senators introduced a bill called the Commercial Facial Recognition Privacy Act. I don't know which senators, though I couldn't tell them apart. But if their bill passes, it would stop companies like Amazon from collecting and sharing facial recognition data without your consent. In the meantime, where do we go from here? There are no other police departments in the U.S. besides Orlando and Washington County that are testing Rekognition, as far as we know. However, Amazon recently invested in research on the fairness and biases of artificial intelligence. So, maybe this is a step towards progress. Or maybe it's like the fox guarding the henhouse. I mean, is Amazon really going to be fair and unbiased in research about how fair and unbiased Amazon is? Right now, Amazon is still providing their recognition services to the Washington County Sheriff's Office, and the Orlando Police Department is in its second testing phase of recognition. But let's look at the bright side. Maybe these surveillance cameras will give us footage for more crazy Florida man stories. So what do you think about Amazon's recognition software? Leave your comments below. And before I go, it's time to answer a question from a viewer who supports America Uncovered through the crowdfunding website Patreon. Blue Fox asks, what are your thoughts on the National Popular Vote Interstate Compact? Good question. The National Popular Vote Interstate Compact would be an agreement among states where they vote for the president not according to the Electoral College, but instead according to the national popular vote. It's a way to pretty much wipe out the Electoral College without having to change the Constitution. It would fundamentally change presidential politics. You'd get a lot less campaigning at the Iowa State Fair, and a lot more campaigning in big cities. But at the end of the day, whether a person supports popular elections or the Electoral College has less to do with the Constitution and more to do with whether they're a Republican or a Democrat. In the 2000 and 2016 elections, Republican presidential candidates lost the popular vote but won the election. Would you want this to change? Thanks for your question, Blue Fox. Remember, America Uncovered is funded mainly through direct support from viewers like you. So head over to patreon.com/AmericaUncovered to pledge $1 or more per episode so we can keep making great content like this. And make sure you subscribe to our channel and hit that notification bell button so you can get an alert every time we publish a new episode. Once again, I'm your host, Chris Chappell. See you next time.